Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy July 27th. Welcome to Energize Live. Welcome to where we make magic in the mornings. I have like a whole pile of stuff here this morning to share with you. We have so much to talk about. I've got our list of ideas. I've got some other stuff to share with you. I've got 2 new books to share with you. And before I make my Energize, we're going to light a candle. I also haven't pulled a card for a long time. We can even do that. But we're always outside. That's probably why. We're going to light a candle. I have not lit this candle yet. I bought this, I think, before Summit because, oh my gosh, it smells amazing. And the candle is a candle for the 50th anniversary at Walt Disney World. But oh my gosh, it smells like the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, like all mixed. It's so amazing. I have not lit it yet, so we're gonna light it here together. And I wish this was smell-o-vision so that you could smell it. It's amazing. So go light your candle so that we can get this day started. Do you know my husband has a huge thing about candles? He has some sort of weird thing. He thinks we're gonna burn the house down. I haven't yet. So I'm going to keep lighting my candles. The girls and I are always like, did your house burn down when you were young? What is your deal with candles? I need candles. I need my house to smell good. My biggest fear is my house is going to smell like dogs, you know? Okay, so listen. I've got these 4 pages. I've kind of got some ideas in here. I've got a couple things that I want to read to you, and then I've got 2 book recommendations. So we have a lot to cover this morning. So tell me this as I'm making my Energize, because I can't do that and make Energize and blah, blah, blah. Tell me this as I'm making my Energize. Like, how are you this morning? How are you? How are you really? It should be a clue about a book I'm going to recommend. How are you really? What's going on? How are you feeling? How's your energy? Like, what's happening? Tell me something good that happened yesterday. Tell me something good. Tell me something that is just amazing in your life right now. Keep talking. Keep putting it in the comments. I just have to get something out of the cupboard here. I think it's what collagen. Someone said Amazon instead of amazing. You know what? Sometimes Amazon is amazing. Sometimes it is. You're feeling great. You're fired up. That's amazing. Walked so much yesterday. Did you get your 12K in? How's everyone doing with their 12K? Looking for a moving truck. Not going to sit. Oh my goodness, look at this. I love it. Pam Kennedy Fitness. You know what? I love that you took notes on Energize Live. You know why? Because smart people take notes. I love that you took notes. Here's my question for you. What are you doing with those notes? Also, Vicki, the fact that you slept 8 hours, you right now win the day. Okay? So everyone stop posting because Vicki slept 8 hours, and so she wins. So it's just, that is like the best thing ever. That's the best thing ever. Shelly said she started a YouTube channel. About what? That's so interesting. What'd you start a YouTube channel about? Tell us more. New habits. You went to bed early last night with no TV. That's huge. You went to bed early. That's huge because your morning routine starts at night. It just does. People think, well, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do all the things. But if you went to bed at midnight and you're trying to get up at 5 a.m. to do all the things, you have no energy. So you need to take your last thing, go to bed, then you need to get up and do your first thing and rock your day. So I continue to get just a couple questions about first thing. So remember, drink some water before. This is probably the most potent, product that you have ever had. It is probably the most potent product that you've ever had in your life. Likely, none of us have had anything this potent on the regular, honestly. So if you're like, oh, it makes me feel a little nauseous, yeah, you probably never had anything this amazing for you straight away in your morning. So just try half a scoop. Drink some water before. Get some fat in your body. Have some almond butter or something prior to taking it, and then your body will adjust, and then you'll be fine. Don't stop doing it. Don't you want a healthier brain and a healthier immune system? Yes, you do. So we're not going to stop just because it takes us a minute to figure out. Did you stop trying to put a diaper on your child just because it took you more than one time to figure it out? No, you did not. Okay, yesterday we went to Barnes & Noble. We often go, there's a little local bookstore here. It's got two places, one in Winter Garden and one in Winter Park. And we usually go to this local bookstore called the Writer's Block Bookstore. Yesterday, that was kind of a rainy, stormy day, and we didn't want to be out and about like that, so we just went to Barnes & Noble, okay? But I'm going to tell you right now, support your local bookstore. Support your local bookstore. Also support your Barnes & Noble, but support your local bookstore. So good. So I got 2 books, and I'm going to share them with you right now. I have not shared them yet. I shared them last night. Hold on, I'm just turning that off. I shared them last night with my summer small group, so they were the first ones to see the recommendations. So I'm sharing them with you right now. If you're looking for something new, one I feel like I have a little bit more experience with than the other. Let me tell you. So this particular book, I have listened to her podcast. And because she has a new book out, she's been doing the podcast rounds. So I've heard her on other podcasts that I'm listening to, and I've really resonated with her message. So I kind of knew I was getting this book at some point, and it is this, How Are You Really by Jenna Kutcher. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend it even without reading it, because her podcast is amazing, and I've been listening to her speak on several podcasts, and she's amazing, and I'm digging her message a lot, and I think you will too. So I'm going to go ahead and recommend this book, even though I haven't actually gotten in and read it. But I kind of stood in the bookstore, of course, and thumbed through it, and I'm sure that it's on audio. I happen to really enjoy a hardcover book as well as audio, so I tend to listen. Right now I'm super obsessed with the app Growth Day by Brendon Burchard. There's so much in there, like I can't even get enough. I'm literally showering myself in personal growth every day, and I'm obsessed with it. If you want to level up, you have to get more intentional on your personal growth journey, and you have to show up at a different level, and you have to have higher expectations and standards for yourself. So I've been showering myself in Brendon Burchard, but I also want to have a physical book. So I'm reading a book right now called Text Me When You Get Home. I knew that I would be done with that book very soon and be ready for a couple new ones to take to LA next, when we're on the plane to take to LA next week. So I wanted to get those. So here's one. And I'm just going to go ahead and recommend this book only because I'm super familiar with her and her work, and I know it'll be really good. Okay? Cool. Now, this next book, if you have any experience with performance, theater, acting, anything like that, you'll get the title right away. And I literally was walking down the aisle at Barnes & Noble, and I went, oh my gosh. And I grabbed the book, I picked it up, I read the back a little bit, but I'm like, I'm just buying it. I don't usually do that, but I'm doing it with this one. I don't know the author, I don't know anything about it. I literally was like, what? Yes, give me that book. And I think it looks amazing. I'm excited, and I really hope it's good. Also, I will tell you, I always take the paper covers off my book. I just like, this isn't annoying to me. So once I start reading it, I will take this paper cover off. But with this new book, I love the title of it so much that I might keep it on. So here we go. Are you ready? Here is my new book. I know nothing about this author. I know nothing about this book, but this is it. This is the other one that I bought. And if you are in theater or performance, you know, you get the title, Strong Female Lead. So this is about lessons from women in power. Let me read you the inside piece of it. You ready? The first 2 decades of the 21st century have seen financial collapse, a global pandemic, the devastation of our environment, and the disintegration of democracies. But while some at the top are telling us it is what it is, there's a new generation of leaders showing the world how to do it better. That's you. They're building trust, investing wisely, and acting decisively. And they've got one thing in common. Women have been taught to lean in and act like men to get ahead. But as the financial, environmental, and social systems crumble, isn't it time we had a different plan? In Strong Female Lead, Arwa Madawi investigates the qualities demonstrated by female leaders who show us how it's done, including original research and interviews with Madeleine Albright, Mary Robinson, Alicia Garza, and many others. Above all, she asks the question, what can women in power teach all of us about leadership? A new generation of leaders. So I'm like, give me this book. I mean, literally, I walked by and went, I know nothing about you, but right away, the title. So, I mean, if you're in theater, you get it. And I'm just like, rah, this looks so good. And also, she doesn't have any other books. Arwa Madawi is a London-born, meaning she has an accent, so I'm already here for it, New York-based writer, speaker, business consultant. She writes a weekly column for The Guardian, covering everything from politics to pop culture. She's also the creator of a viral website. So I don't think she has any other books, which, yes. Okay, listen to the chapters. Listen to the chapters. Lean out. Build trust by banishing bullshit. Don't be a hypocrite. Embrace imposter syndrome. Collaborate ruthlessly. God, I might have to read this first. Rethink risk. Think long and wide. You don't need a rocket. Get real. Pass the mic. Conclusion, women up. But goodbye. Goodbye. I'm dead. I'm done. I'm done. Goodbye. I just feel like we all need this book. Go get it. So this book, I think is going to be amazing. Yes. What? Like, we might start a movement with this book. So I may have to take that one to LA next week. I mean, doesn't that sound, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? What do you think? I mean, it sounds amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go, I don't know how much of a sunrise we have. It may rain today, so I think it's a little, whatever. I'm gonna take our paper, or your answers, and I've got something else I wanna share with you, and we're gonna go outside. So let's go. Let's go. L-E-T-S-G-O. Let's go. T-S-G-O. I mean, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? So if someone gets it and starts it before me, I want to know how it is. But I'm super excited about that book. And here's the thing. Let me talk to you about personal development. I think women, if you're in the personal development space and you're on a personal growth journey, sometimes we get all in our heads about, oh my God, I have to choose the perfect book. I have to choose the most perfect book. And every book has to be the most perfect book. And like, this is the book, and I got to choose the most perfect book. Really? How about you just choose a book, and if it doesn't work for you, you choose another one? How about that? Sometimes, like, does it have to, like, they're like, one time I did an Alexa search, an Alexa ask on how many books are in publication. And it's amazing how many books are in publication. If you're reading a book that you don't like, put it down and pick up another one. Let me see if I can fix my light here. That's why it's called personal. It feels like it's really bright. That's better. There we go. That's why it's called personal. So don't get so in your head about the most perfect book, right? And just because I recommend it doesn't mean it will resonate with you. It might resonate with you now. It might not resonate with you for 6 months or 6 years. And there will be books that you pick up and try to read that you'll be like, who's reading this? This sucks. And then 2 years later, you'll pick it up and be like, oh my God, this book changed my life, right? So stop attaching so much Like, this has to be the book that does it, and just let the books come to you. Go to a bookstore and wander around. When was the last time you were in a bookstore? That's a great question to ask. When was the last time you went to a bookstore and wandered around? And you know what? I know we were in a pandemic, but guess what? Put your mask on, get a vaccine, go to a bookstore, okay? So when was the last time you wandered a bookstore? Tell me in the comments. I'll wait. Jen went last week. Good for you. When was the last time? You're telling me that last month? Kim went last month? Lindsay went last week. I'm loving this. That's why you're my people, because you go. Not since you moved to Florida. Marcy went yesterday. Christmas time? That was 7 months ago. Once a month ago. I would count the library. And if you're there for your children, why are you not there for you too? Do you not want your children to see you reading? I said what I said. We actually we joined the library here too. We have a lovely little library here too. I write in my books, so I like to own my books. So I think I would do a library for me is more fiction. Bookstore is personal development because I want to write in it, all the time. So I just encourage you, even if you don't buy anything when you go to the bookstore, go to the bookstore and wander and take pictures of books. Maybe then you want to go to the library and rent, and check out. But go wander. And also, I'm about to drop, this is gonna blow your mind. Are you ready? Here you go. I know this is gonna be crazy. Here you go. You can be reading more than one book at the same time. What? I know! You could have a book on audio. You could have a physical copy book. You could have a fiction book. Who knew? Okay, so I went and I got one book. Knock it off. Go surround yourself with personal development. Go surround yourself with it. Take a bath in it. Literally bathe in personal development. It will change your life. It will change your life. It will change your life. So, okay. I'm getting into Pion Cheryl. Cheryl, I'm going to assume that Pion is your last name. So if you can go to Instagram and flip that, that'd be so much better. Because otherwise, I kind of assume your first name's Pion, and I don't think that that's correct. I bet your first name's Cheryl. Go to Instagram and flip that on your Instagram handle. And if you can't get Cheryl Pion, get Cheryl Pion 1 or Cheryl period Pion. Go put your first name first. Okay, so these two, when I tell you that your questions, like over and over and over again, how'd you build your business? 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 And then Truth Love. Remembering that Truth Love is a way of delivering. It's a communication style. It's not actually a topic. It's not actually a topic. It's just the way I talk. So, over and over again, it was how you built your business. How you built your business. How you built your business. And I asked you to get a little bit more specific on that, and there were some more specific questions. And I came across these two stories by Team Beachbody CEO Carl Daikeler. And I screenshotted them and I printed them. And I was thinking to myself, this one in particular that I want to read to you is at its core how I built my business. So I'm gonna share this with you and then we'll talk about it. So this is something that Carl Daikeler, the Team Beachbody CEO, put on his story. Most people quit things because they aren't yet seeing gratifying rewards based on the effort they're putting in. But what if you knew with 100% certainty that every success comes from the ability to keep going when things are difficult and not rewarding? People who succeed find gratification in the fact that they just didn't quit. They keep going and keep getting stronger. Real strength doesn't come from winning. Real strength comes from persevering through struggle, hardship, pain, and suffering. Real strength comes from never giving up. The best gratification, that silent personal feeling of I'm really doing this. It comes from being on a mission and recognizing that each day you won't quit. That is how I've built my business. When I saw that on his story yesterday, I screenshotted it and I printed it off. Because at its core, that is how I built my business. I think we live in a time right now where we give ourselves permission to let ourselves off the hook. And as I shared at Summit, we're tired. We're all tired. Our brain is tired. Women specifically are carrying so much in their brain space and they're tired. And as I shared at Summit, all these amazing things are starting to come to head for my girls. And at the same time, the world feels hard. All this, Jenna's releasing her book. Josie's got her first big girl job. Last night she FaceTimed us and she's like, I'm just opening my computer here that the Walt Disney Company gave me. It's amazing to see them thriving. Jesse's going to be on a freaking Disney cruise ship next month. And it's this weird conundrum of my children are thriving after 2.5 years of just trauma and crap, and they're thriving. And at the same time, so you're holding space for this and you're celebrating. At the same time, the world feels like it's a dumpster fire around you and your brain is tired. And how do you hold all this and build a business at the same time you're tired? And the answer to that is I just don't quit. There is no plan B. I just don't quit. I actually lean into everything we do in this business to help me navigate. How am I navigating through this? It's these habits in this business. So when you go back to most people quit things because they aren't yet seeing gratifying rewards based on the effort that they're putting in. I feel like right now we have women who are tired, and instead of leaning into habits that can help them draw a line in the sand and go, okay, I'm tired. It's hard for everyone. What am I going to do about it? We're letting ourselves off the hook. When you start a business, there's this weird expectation, which, by the way, expectations are nothing but heartache and disappointment. There's this weird expectation that it's going to give you an immediate result when you already know that nothing else in life is like that. You don't have a baby and go, well, good thing they discovered the cure for cancer. You have a baby and it's like you're planting the seed for a tree that you're never going to see actually bloom. That's what parenting is. And yet we come into businesses, we come into our health and fitness journey, we come into relationships and we're like, why are there not results right away? And then we wonder why some people are having success and why we aren't. It's because those some people never gave up. How did I build my business? There was no plan B. So I figured it out. And when you're asking sometimes, well, how'd you build your business? I think you're looking for a prescription, a protocol, an exact method of what to do. The what to do is stop quitting. Stop letting yourself off the hook. Because this is a business of long play. Life is a business of long play. For 2.5 years, I watched Jessie, my youngest child, during that pandemic, when her entire industry was shut down. Broadway was shut down. Her performance industry was shut down. I watched her sing and dance in our basement every single day. Every single day. She sings and dances in our garage here every single day. She shows up for dance classes on Zoom. How sucky is that? She showed up for voice classes on Zoom. How sucky is that? She showed up and showed up and showed up. And guess what she gets to do now? She gets to go perform on a Disney ship. Not because it was quick or overnight. She's been working on this since she was 3. Everything is a business of long play. And I think women come into this particular business, into network marketing business, into the Team Beachbody business, which can literally change your life. Change your life. And they want the quick fix. Let me get healthy right now. Let me make $1 million right now. Why is my life not changed? Because you're quitting. And you're half-assing it. And then you're wondering why you're not getting results. How did I build my business? I haven't quit. I haven't quit. That's how. Like at its core, that's how. Are there logistics? Are there systems? Are there so many mistakes? Oh my God, so many mistakes. So many. I mean, I don't feel great about some of the way relationships ended. I don't feel great about some of the times I led my team. And guess what? You know better and you do better and you stick with it. You know better and you do better and you stick with it and you stop letting yourself off the hook. One of the most powerful habits you can have is keeping your promise to yourself. And just like we said yesterday, when you make a promise to yourself and you make a promise to your family and then you don't show up for that, you lose trust with your family. And then the next time you decide, okay, this time I'm doing it. What's your family going to say? Really? Yeah, okay, well, that's what you said last time. The most powerful habit you can have is to keep your promise to yourself. If you are in a business right now and you have a goal connected to that business and you're telling people, look, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do something with this. I'm going to do something with this. Why don't you define what that something is and then why don't you keep that promise? That is what he wrote down here at the bottom. The best gratification, that silent, personal feeling of, I'm really doing this, comes from being on a mission and recognizing each day that you just won't quit. Sometimes coaches will talk about their stories and their journeys. Listen, this is not a judgment. It's simply just a fact. And they'll talk about how they almost canceled their account. They filled out the cancellation form, but then they didn't send it in. Or they did cancel and then they re-signed up. Or they almost quit. Or they did it. I need you to know, and I'm not special, I've never done that. I've never done that. There was no plan B. How did I build my business? There was no plan B. How did I build my business? I just haven't quit. How did I build my business? I have the best gratification. The silent personal feeling of I'm really doing this. The silent personal feeling of looking at the human being I am in 2022 versus the human being I was in 2008 when I started, and knowing I'm a better version of myself in 2022 than I was in 2008. The silent gratification of knowing that every day I'm on a journey, I have an intentional plan to get better in some way. The silent gratification of knowing that I'm living into my purpose and my calling and my mission. And I'm not going to keep that, as my friend Kendria says, I'm not going to keep that quiet and close. I'm going to tell the world. And there is no plan B to this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. How did I build my business? I just had never quit. I have never quit. It's never been an option. I'm not half-assing it. I am not toe dipping it. I am in all the way, because that's how you change your life. I'm going to keep my promises to myself. I'm going to keep my promises to my family. I'm going to keep my promises to my team, because at the end of the day, I want people to remember me as a person of character and integrity and someone who kept their word. And if I'm half-assing this business, if I'm not showing up, if I'm telling my family, this this year I'm going to do something. You mark my words. You just watch me, da-da-da. And then you do nothing. Why would they trust you? Why would anyone trust you? Now, here's the beautiful thing, is that any day can be day one. Any day can be day one. Any day can be the day that you decide, you know what? I'm making the decision not to quit. Any day can be that day. Today could be that day. And if you signed up for your business 10 years ago and you've half-assed it to now, guess what? Today could be your new start date. Today. Any day. So interesting, because I have a sister who has made some very poor decisions in her life, very poor. And she would continue to make these very poor decisions. And I would think to myself, any moment of any day, you can make a new decision. Why do we keep making bad ones? Like literally any moment of any day, you can go, enough. Today's my day one. Today's the day that I make the decision. And it becomes who I am. It's not just what I do. The decision becomes part of who I am. It is now part of my identity. My identity is that I am someone who doesn't quit. My identity is now I keep my promises. That becomes my identity. That is who I am, and I live into that. Any day can be that day. What if today is your day for that? That's how I've built my business. I know that there are more specific questions on here that you might want other answers to, and I get that. At its core, that's how I built my business. And I hope that in some way that's helpful for you. I hope that gives you a little bit of encouragement and some hope and some confidence that you can do this too. Because if I can do it, you can do it. And if it's a matter of stopping half-assing it, making a decision and going all in, well, guess what? That takes no talent, and anyone can do that. So I hope this gives you some encouragement. I hope it gives you a nudge, and I hope it gives you a little bit of a catalyst to go, all right, today is my day, and I'm making the decision, and I'm becoming a person who keeps my promises to myself, to my family, to my team, to my community. I'm going to keep my promise to myself in terms of how I'm going to live into my potential, because make no mistake, every single one of us that's on here right now, every single one of us, myself included, every single one of us that's on here right now, we haven't even begun to tap into our potential. We haven't even begun to scratch the surface of our greatness. We haven't even begun. How cool is that? Today can be your day. I hope this brings you a little bit of encouragement. And while it may not have been exactly the answer that you wanted as to how I built my business, I think it's the answer you need. It's the answer you need. But we have lots of other questions on here that we can go through, and I will keep asking, and you can keep sending me. Always send me DMs. If you have questions, always send me DMs. I answer all my DMs, and always send me things that would be of value to you. I just want you to know. You have greatness inside you. And I want you to stop doubting. I want you to stop living in fear. I want you to stop worrying about what other people think. I want you to stop, knock it off. Knock it off. If we want to build a new generation and a new culture and a table that's big enough for all of us, knock it off and get to work. Because you can change your life. No matter what business you're in, no matter what you're doing, no matter what your goals, no matter what your dreams, you have the power to change your life. I know it because I'm living it. And I'm mentoring women who are doing it too. Cool? I hope that helps you on this Wednesday. A couple reminders. First of all, I did a podcast with Joel yesterday. That's coming out very soon. So yes, I spent an hour looking at Joel Freeman. Yes, I did. Just so you know. It's a great podcast. You're going to love it. We get deep into some of his background and stuff, and it was so cute. He's like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked about this for so long. I'm like, I love that kind of stuff. I love that good stuff. So that's coming out soon. I have a couple solo episodes coming out soon. Today's podcast is like a compilation, kind of like a greatest hits, kind of a compilation just to kind of end up July. Then we'll have some new stuff coming out in August. And there are only 5 more. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. When's the last day of July? Is it is it Sunday? There are only 5 more days left to apply for Compass Coaching. Information is in my links in my bio. Everything is in my links on my bio. Everything's in my links on my bio. So go check out the my links on my bio for more information about Compass Coaching. And of course, DM me if you have any questions. I think that's all. Okay, I'm here for you. Listen, I am your daily reminder that whatever your goals and dreams are, whatever they are, you can do them if you just don't quit. Remember that and share that. You can make anything happen if you just don't quit. I believe in you. I believe in your potential. Go make it an amazing Wednesday.